Kempire is brought to you by
the final show of the Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era live experience is coming to New York City Friday, September 12th at the Green Room 42, a night of hot topics, tea being spilled, and things that we don't talk about anywhere else. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. I really don't, because I didn't expect to talk about penises during our most recent Washington, D.C. show. This is where you can come on your own. I always ask the audience how many people came here solo, and so many people come to these shows on their own. We encourage it. You also end up making a lot of really great lifelong friends from this experience. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet and you are in New York City or the tri-state area or will be in New York City or want to be in New York City for maybe your final hurrah of the summer, get your tickets today. But this New York City has a special option that is not included in any of the other shows, and that it will be also live streamed on September 12th. But you have to get your tickets before the show. More ticket information on the final date of the Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era live experience will be available in the description. I'll see you all very soon.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like the video, be sure to share the video, and if you're listening to this, be sure to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. It is a special late night live. This is why I always tell you to have your notifications on and make sure that you're subscribed. A lot of you were tagging me in this Simon Guobadia story that was going viral on TikTok, so we're going to talk about that, but I also wanted to use this as an opportunity to update you on some other hot topics that have been trending today. As you know, we were earlier today, we were live recapping season 6, episodes 9 through 12 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So if you missed that, be sure to check that out as well. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. Be sure to let me know where you are watching from. And of course, be sure to share your thoughts on some of the hot topics that we're going to cover tonight. A lot of them are related to Real Housewives, but we do want to give you an update on Lil Nas X. You know, while I was in D.C., that story broke in regards to Lil Nas X walking in the early hours of the morning naked. Well, first he started off with just his underwear. Then eventually he did get naked. He was reciting my favorite part of the song Monster, Nicki Minaj's verse, in the streets of Los Angeles. Since then, he's been arrested, and you probably have seen his court appearance, which has also been revealed. We won't be sharing that because, to me, first of all, he's a young black man that has created such huge success. And what I see, and a lot of you that were at my DC show said, a lot of this has been bubbling over for a while now. If you follow Lil Nas X on his social media, a lot of people at the DC show were saying there were signs. There were little things that he was saying and doing that showed you that he was about to have some sort of mental break or whatever it may be. We don't know what is going on with him. What I do know is that TMZ is reporting that Lil Nas X is being charged with 4 felonies. So let's get into that as your update today in regards to this story, because we haven't talked about it since the last time when I was in D.C. Last week. So this is what TMZ is reporting now. Just a few hours ago, they reported this. Said Lil Nas X is now facing years in prison because the LA County District Attorney has charged him with 4 felonies, including battery with injury on a police officer. You may recall we reported to you in the last time that we talked about this that, according to TMZ sources, Lil Nas X, when confronted by the police, first of all, apparently he was naked at that particular point, he charged at the police. There was also footage of Lil Nas X from earlier in the day where he was sort of walking around the streets of LA, went into this hotel randomly, sat down, then left. They continue, said TMZ broke the story that the Old Town Road rapper was naked on Ventura Boulevard in the San Fernando Valley when cops were called. They said that when they confronted him, he charged the officers and presumably injured at least 3 of them. That was an element I didn't hear about. Hence, the 3 felony charges. Nas was also hit with a felony charge of resisting an executive officer, i.e. a cop. The rapper was held without bail over the weekend until he could appear before a judge, which happened Monday morning. So while we were covering the story, he was still in jail. The footage of his bail hearing has now been released. You can see that on TMZ. I'm not going to share it here, just because to me, watching him, it just looks so sad. He looks very pitiful because also now he's sobered up. Whatever he was on, what if he was drinking, drug, I don't know. He definitely has sobered up. Or if he had a mental break, maybe now he's out of that. Don't know. So they said the rapper was held without bail over the weekend until he could appear before a judge, which happened Monday morning. He's set to be arraigned later today, which we already saw happen. So far, bail has not been set, and that should have happened when he was arraigned. They said when cops arrested Nas, they thought that he was high on drugs, so they took him to a hospital and later transferred him to jail. There were also reports that he had OD'd. I'm guessing that did not happen. So as you know, TMZ obtained footage from the day before Nas's arrest where he was acting erratically outside a West Hollywood hotel. So 4 felonies, and that's for charging at the arresting police officers at the time and apparently injuring them. Ugh, this is really, really, really sad. So that's the update that we have so far on Lil Nas X. Let me see. They had some other things here that I just want to make sure before we move on in regards to this. Lord. TMZ also had this in their exclusive. They said a police scanner audio from Lil Nas' arrest in Studio City is shedding more light on his interaction with police. And it sounds like cops deployed a taser. So let's take a listen to what they're saying here. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me pull this up.
Ever wanted to stay on vacation longer?
We're going to mute that for now. As I'm doing this, guys, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. You can also hear our exclusive stories, extended versions of our stories on the Kempire podcast. Right now, we're giving you a Hot Topics Live, which is something that we do every once in a while because we don't just talk about housewives here on the channel. We talk about everything in pop culture. So let me just play this for you. Hold on.
Is 415 man, Linkersham and Ventura, Linkersham and Ventura.
So this is police scanner audio that TMZ has gotten their hands on.
Walking towards Universal, suspect male black, completely nude, walking in the middle of the road. It's code 3, incident 0793, RD 1585. West Hollywood unit to handle identify. 1585, that's related. I'll put in your spot.
On Ventura Boulevard. Over 1990.
1986, watch 4, so overtime. Unit in the vicinity, 1539 is requesting a backup area. Supervisor Ventura, east of Linkersham on a 415 man news, running to the officers.
20 responding. 143, code 3 for our house station. Can we get a supervisor? Use of force.
So you hear it there, they say the use of force.
4 in custody.
Oh, God.
You show code 4.
And if you listen closely, you can hear the taser being administered here. I'll rewind just a little bit.
You show code 4.
You hear that?
All units go forward to east of Linkersham. 1583, 15L40 is around. 15L40, they're requesting for a use of force. That's 5123.
Wow.
Roger. 1 team send the backup on my screen.
1521, Roger.
1583, get an RA. For a male, approximately 40 years of age. You guys know why?
Did it say 40 years of age? How old is Lil Nas X? Lil Nas X is not 40 years of age. Hold on one second. Is he? Please hold. Could they say 40 years of age? Hold on one second. I was like, no, he's 26 years old. He also doesn't look that old. I could have just misheard what they said, but I could have sworn they said 40? No, he's 26. Eesh. 1999 he was born. That's why I'm saying exactly. Tental said he is not 40. I was like, am I going crazy? Because, you know, but no, yes, Flip Virgo, he's 26. I had to look it up really quickly. I was like, 40? He doesn't even look 40. He's in his 20s. He's 26 years old. Wow. He's also 6'2". Wow. Damn. If anything, again, 26 years old, what were you doing at 26? Okay, maybe not doing this, understandably, but you were drinking and drugging too? Well, not me. I wasn't. But some of you were. Some of you were. I still think there's hope for him. We also have to remember he's in this industry where he's exposed to so much. First of all, he's exposed to huge success at a very young age. If he's 26 now, when Old Town Road came out, he was super young, and he's been exposed to who knows what. If anything, I wish him the best. We're going to continue to follow this Lil Nas X story. He's facing 4 felony charges for charging at police officers. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, we're going to move on from there to talk about some Real Housewives of New Jersey. You know, we haven't talked about Real Housewives of New Jersey in a long time, and a lot of you always are asking me, what's happening with Jersey? Is it coming back? I'm telling you guys, if I've heard anything that was actually relevant, credible, I would report it to you guys. Every time I hear some sort of new Real Housewives of New Jersey story come out, I'm like, I'll wait. Andy Cohen told us to wait. I'm going to wait before we get... I don't think we're any step closer. There were rumors that they were going to center the new season around Melissa, Margaret, and Dolores Catania. Dolores recently came out and said that's not true, at least to her knowledge. I believe her. I think they are being put on ice right now indefinitely. There have been long rumors that Teresa was going to get her own show, and then they would have a separate show for the other cast. Here's the thing. Dolores recently had her baseball charity event, and I said this then. Dolores had literally the entire cast there except Jennifer Aiden and Teresa. If the entire cast is getting along, what's the holdup? I'm okay, though, with Real Housewives of New Jersey being off. It got really dark and really toxic. And every time that there's a Real Housewives of New Jersey story, I see the comment section, I'm just like, this is exactly why I don't miss this damn show. This is exactly why. And that's also the element of how toxic involving bloggers in the show and things like Real Housewives of New Jersey should be the lesson, okay? Well, I did not expect to see this before we went live. Jackie Goldschneider wrote a letter in support of Louis Ruelas, Teresa Giudice's husband. Because, you know, he's still in this legal battle with his ex. Ugh. So this is what Us Magazine is reporting. They've said that the Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice's husband, Louis Ruelas, was supported in court by their one-time enemy, Jackie Goldschneider. Us Weekly can exclusively report. Remember, the season finale of Real Housewives of New Jersey, Margaret exposed that Jackie had actually spoke to Louis' ex and had been working with Louis' ex. So this timing is very interesting because what she says now in this letter is the complete opposite. So Us obtained a declaration written by Goldschneider, who's 48, and submitted by Ruelas, 50. So I'm sure Teresa asked Jackie to write this letter. In his court battle with his ex, Vanessa Reiser, Ruelas accuses Reiser, 50, of violating a 2020 deal not to disparage the other to third parties or in public. Reiser denied the accusations. So this is what Jackie said in the letter, y'all. This is crazy. I am providing this affidavit in support of Ruelas' motion for contempt against Vanessa Reiser, Goldschneider wrote. I am a former attorney. She says, prior to meeting Reiser, I became aware that Ruelas and Reiser had a romantic relationship that ended abruptly. Following the conclusion of their relationship, Ruelas began dating my cast member, Teresa Giudice, which eventually led to their marriage in 2022. Goldschneider claimed during the Giudice 53 and Ruelas courtship, Reiser reached out to me and other cast members, including Margaret Josephs. Okay. They continue in the report. They said she added Reiser often made derogatory statements about Ruelas to me during our interactions. Reiser and I spoke multiple times via text message and phone where she identified herself as Ruelas' ex-fiance and frequently made negative remarks about him. Okay. Goldschneider, my thing is I would not get involved. Like, I know she wants to believe that her and Teresa are friends now, I would not get involved in this mess, especially her being an attorney. I would not get my good JD licensed self involved. I don't know if she still has her bar license. I don't know. I would not get my good, credible name involved in this messy personal drama, especially when Teresa is a Johnny-come-lately friend. And yes, some of you are like, oh, they've been hanging out recently. Well, that's all well and good. My new friend is not going to ask me to write in the court of law in defense of Louis. That's probably why Teresa and Louis probably were like sucking up to Jackie in hopes of actually having this done. So, and look, it might be actually strong. And do I think that Vanessa Reiser was talking to people, a part of this cast? Yes, I do believe it. And if that breaches some sort of agreement she had with Louis, that's on her. There were a lot of these people trying to get to bloggers when Louis was on this show. So I'm not shocked that maybe there were conversations with the cast. Just didn't know that Vanessa was in direct contact. So she added, Reiser often made derogatory statements about Ruelas to me during our interactions. Reiser and I spoke multiple times via text message and phone, where she identified herself as Ruelas' ex-fiancé and frequently made negative remarks about him. Didn't she deny it a little bit? Didn't she deny it at the final meeting that they had? Goldschneider continued, although I was initially sympathetic to Reiser's situation, she exploited my vulnerability and kindness and sought to leverage our interactions to criticize Ruelas. So here's the thing. That's where Jackie loses me. Girl, you did not like Teresa as much as Vanessa, and Vanessa felt like she could trust you and have a conversation with you. Okay? And now you've spun it because now you're no longer friends with her, and now you're trying to be friends with Teresa, maybe in hopes of appearing on whatever reboot Real Housewives of New Jersey is going to be. You're going out sad, Jackie, and I hate this for you. Like, what is going on right now? Why are you involving your good JD doctor, your Juris Doctorate, in writing a letter for someone you barely really know? You barely really know who Louis Ruelas is, especially when you look. You're also writing a letter for a man that has been accused of abusing women, allegedly. I guess I have to say allegedly, even though it's in the court docs and whatever. That's who you're writing the letter for. But you're so pitiful. Like, Jackie used to be someone I was like, you know, she's not the most interesting. However, I could appreciate her being real. You are going out so sad in that last season, and now this? I mean, it's still not worse than Caroline Manzo writing a character letter for the man that abused her sister, her blood sister. It's still not worse than that. Still not worse than that. Just saying. Okay? All right. So Goldschneider continued, although I was initially sympathetic to Reiser's situation, she exploited my vulnerability and kindness and sought to leverage our interactions to criticize Ruelas. I mean, I believe it. Sorry. As a result, I invited her to my home in 2021, during which time she made further comments about Ruelas, Goldschneider wrote. Isn't this just kind of, you're a rat? Because she's probably thinking that this is a safe space. You don't like Teresa and you don't like Louis. So I'm going to come to your house and I can actually talk with you. And this is what you're going to the court of law and throwing this woman after you guys were commiserating together. Oh, you're a rat. Drop the rat emojis. No. Drop the rat emojis. What? What? Really? Is that what we're doing? Wow. Damn, she says, as a result, I invited her to my home in 2021, during which time she made further comments about Ruelas, Goldschneider wrote. During our conversations, Reiser portrayed herself as a victim and consistently characterized Ruelas as a narcissist. I mean, I believe it. I believe that he is a narcissist based off what we've seen on the show. But, you know, that's what we're seeing on a reality show. I'm not saying that it's fact. In my opinion, what we reviewed on the show. Not the rats. Oh, wait a second, Teresa, this is cute. Teresa got all the rats. Teresa got all the rats. All the different rat emojis. Yeah, what? She often recounted stories about their relationship that portrayed him in a negative light. But here's the thing. I don't know what the settlement they had where she couldn't disparage him to a third party or like, what, so she can't talk to her friends and family about her relationship? It's not like she went to the press, allegedly. Vanessa. She often recounted stories about their relationship that portrayed him in a negative light, Goldschneider alleged. She said that based on her observations and interactions with Reiser, I believe that her actions and statements are in direct violation. Damn, you are a rat. Drop the rat emoji. If you're watching the replay of this, drop the rat emojis. Wow. Here's the thing. Like, I normally don't care about, rat or, the Italian mafia, mentality. No. I don't, or the hip hop. No, I don't care about that normally. But this is for me extremely worse if an alleged abused woman is coming to another woman and confiding in her. Because here's the thing. You still don't know if what she said to you about him is true or not true. You don't know. Okay, Rashida. Rashida got bags. Her husband's a girl. No, we like Evan. Like, really? You don't know if what she said was true. But this is what you're doing now. You're exposing this to in the court of law. She often recounted stories about their relationship that portrayed him in a negative light. She said that based on her observations and interactions with Reiser, I believe that her actions and statements are in direct violation of the terms of the consent order between her and Ruelas. The former Real Housewives of New Jersey star ended her statement. I'm sorry. She says, her conduct as it pertained to me has been consistent and aimed at disparaging Ruelas. Wow. This is what Jackie said, y'all. She said, her conduct as it pertained to me has been consistent and aimed at disparaging Ruelas. A source close to Goldschneider tells us she was happy to try to help put an end to their legal drama. If she thinks this is going to secure her a spot on Teresa's new show, because if you saw the last season of Real Housewives of New Jersey, I'd never seen this side of Jackie. It was a side of Jackie we had never seen. It was her trying to suck up to anything and anyone to be on Real Housewives of New Jersey. And she was so upset that Danielle got her a spot. She was looking her up and down like, you remember? Sad. But this is just more, this to me, outside of reality television, outside of, the lightness of talking about a story like this, a woman is turning on another woman who is alleged abuse. You're turning on another woman who alleged abuse. So in season 14, it was revealed that Goldschneider spoke to Ruelas' ex in retaliation for Giudice bringing up a rumor about Goldschneider's husband. In August of 2024, Goldschneider spoke out about the years-long feud ending. We have just both hurt each other so many times. We've been vicious to each other for so many years, and yet we chose to forgive each other and move forward. And a lot of people are really, really uncomfortable with that. No, we're uncomfortable with you being such a two-faced, no spine individual, Jackie. We thought you were a completely different person. We really did. At least I did. Exactly. Steve says, so Jackie wasn't talking to her for dirt? She was. She was. And now you're testifying in court under oath? Okay, I don't know if she's testifying. I don't know if this is considered as testimony, but she wrote this letter. So she added, Teresa and I got together with our husbands. We talked about it off camera. We apologized to each other for it. We apologized to each other's husbands, and we decided to move forward. But please understand, if she decided not to write this letter for Teresa, they would not be friends. And I'm sure Teresa's only being friends with her just for as long as she can to get this letter. Riza denied she violated the 2020 deal to not disparage each other. Regarding Goldschneider, she said Jackie hated Ruelas and his wife because his wife wrongfully and viciously accused Jackie's husband of having an affair. But now when Jackie needs a friend to keep her on the show, she has buddied up with Teresa. Okay? She denied making any comments to Goldschneider that violated the deal. But I don't know if I'm assuming that Jackie provided those text messages. In her own declaration, Ruelas claimed his ex had attempted to sabotage his personal and professional life since learning about his relationship with Giudice. What about all those tax stuff that you owe? Did she do that too? Just saying. He said that he lost significant business opportunities and suffered economic damages due to Reiser's action. In his motion, Ruelas also claimed Reiser followed Giudice's daughter, Gia Giudice, which made her feel uncomfortable. Reiser scoffed at the claims about Giudice's daughter. If Gia felt uncomfortable by something or someone online, she could simply block that person. If it was harassing, she could report that person. If she alleges criminal conduct, she could involve the police, Reiser wrote. If she claimed defamation, she could file a civil action. She has done none of the above. Did you really follow Gia, though? That's my question. Because that is weirdo behavior. Right? Because I want to know, did you, Vanessa, end up following Gia on social media? First of all, I don't follow housewives' kids. I don't. I think it's weird. I think it's even more weird for you, who's the ex of a housewife's, housewife following their kid. I think that's weird. Did you or did you not? Okay. What cannot be done is allow Ruelas to attribute his wife's daughter now that she feels uncomfortable from a 2021 post of which on its face there's no nexus to me and use the same as evidence in court. A judge has yet to rule on Ruelas' attempt to find his ex in contempt and thrown in jail. So he's not looking for monetary retribution for this. He's looking to have her thrown in jail. This is where people need to learn how to let their exes go. If you are able to get away from an abusive ex or a narcissistic ex, get away from them and just be done with them. This whole involving the court week after week, month after month, year after year, at this particular point, it's years of litigation between these two. This is incredibly insane. But here we are. Guys, you're just joining us. This is our special Hot Topics Live tonight. We already talked about Lil Nas X. We just talked about Real Housewives of New Jersey. I also wanted to give you some updates in regards to Real Housewives of Atlanta because so many of you will say, Kempire, did you talk about this? And I do talk about it in other places, but you don't follow me everywhere. But before we get to that, don't forget the Kempire After Dark, The Villain Era, the final show. It's coming to New York City on September 12th at the Green Room 42. Meet and greets are available, but if you live anywhere around the world, any other part of the United States, you can also be a part of the show by getting a live stream ticket. Get your live stream ticket today for the Kempire After Dark, The Villain Era live experience coming to New York City on September 12th. Get your ticket before September 12th. Some of you, I remember the last New York City show, like, Kempire, can I get a ticket now? After the show. No. Live stream ticket holders, once you buy your ticket, you will have the video for a week. So even if you can't watch it that night, you'll be able to watch it the next day, the next 7 days, or watch it every time. All right. So ticket information in regards to our show will be available in the description. Let me take a sip. Please hold. Because I had dinner and now I'm here. So there we go. All right. Let's get to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, the new season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta is underway. They haven't confirmed that, but you can already tell. There's already been like 3 different events where the group have come together. I have a couple of pictures. First of all, we had, okay. I don't have this in, before we get to Real Housewives of Atlanta, I did want to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac really quickly because we talked about it before. I see that, hold on, where is it? Oh, here we are. Kiarna and Dr. Wendy Estefo have, Kiarna has unfollowed Dr. Wendy Asefo. Dr. Wendy's still following her. No tea yet. I haven't asked yet. But no tea yet in regards to what happens between Wendy and Kiarna. Okay? It is confirmed. We already know that Monique will be a part of the season. I know some of the housewives have already talked a little bit about what we can expect this season. I have heard that Stacey has been iced out of the crew. And it looks like production was trying to help Stacey by having her film with some of her own friends. And a word on the street, one of her friends actually did film. Not sure if it will actually make it. And this is according to, when I went to DC, I got some sources that spilled some tea to me. According to some DMV sources, they're saying that Stacey reportedly filmed with one of the Love and Marriage DC stars. And no, not Ashley. So I'm just going to say that part. Maybe I'll leave the rest for New York City. Yep. All right. So no word on why Kiarna may have unfollowed Dr. Wendy. We shall see. Maybe I'll find out before the New York City show and I'll spill it there. I know the Brooke Ashley says that she has some RHP to spill as well. I haven't even asked her. We keeping our tea to ourselves. Okay. All right. Let me show you this. So there was also a photo. NECA, I have to say, is still hanging out. A lot of the Real Housewives of Potomac ladies still hang out with NECA. I know some of you have said that you want to see NECA come back. I don't know. I'm on the fence about the whole NECA of it all. And it's not because I'm like team Dr. Wendy. No, there was nothing really that redeeming about her. But I'm also open to it if this is really natural, that she really is friends with these women. You can see Candace is here, and Charisse is always in the mix. I told you I met Charisse at the Summer House Martha's Vineyard premiere party for the second season. She was lovely, y'all. But she's a socialite, so she's social. I liked her. I have to say I liked her. Doesn't mean I want to see her back, but I liked her. I mean, she is a woman about town. She is a woman about town. Okay. So apparently NECA's still hanging out with Charisse and even Candace. All right. I spilled some Real Housewives of Potomac tea when I was in DC and Atlanta. Won't be spilling it here, though. I'll spill it in New York. Guys, New York, remember to ask me in case I don't bring it up. All right. I'm hoping to have more information on Potomac by the New York City show, but we'll see. All right. Moving on from there in regards to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. So as I said to you before, there have been so many different events. You've probably seen all the photos. Look at this. Cringy Shamia. This was at the Candy and Todd movie premiere. Apparently, what's her name? Shamia. Damn. Shemia is one of the stars of the movie. I haven't seen it, but I'm already turned off because now we're seeing Drew. I mean, Drew has always been an actress. Drew has always been doing movies and things like that. So to me, that's natural. So we're going to have two movie premieres. The first thing that we saw from the group coming together was at Drew's premiere. I have photos from that as well. Where is that? Hold on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, Portia, all the ladies were there. Well, for the good majority of the ladies were at this premiere to support Drew. Okay. Then they had the Nana's Chicken and Waffle grand opening. Okay. And most of the ladies were there. I didn't see K. Michelle at this event. Speaking of K. Michelle, we're still trying to figure out who the bimbos are. We're trying to figure that out because K. Michelle took to social media, and a lot of people thought it was Portia. We don't know. I just like the fact that we're bringing back the word bimbo. Okay. K. Michelle went on her social media. Shout out to our friends over at the Bravo Shade Room. K. Michelle said, "Bimbos are the loudest and most confident. Shut your face. I am my own person. I'll sit there and smile and clock it. I'm not with none of that BS." And then she said in another tweet, "Activated." Then on her Instagram story, K. Michelle says, "Okay, nice girl has exited the building. Bimbo." I just like the fact that she's bringing back the word bimbo. Well, that wasn't it. Okay, so a lot of people were saying that it wasn't Portia because Portia commented under K. Michelle's, because K. Michelle's booked and busy. She has so many different things. She was at the ACM Awards and things like that. And as you can see here in the comment section, Kelly put a bunch of I heart emojis and clapping hands. K. Michelle responds to that with a bunch of hearts. Cynthia gave her some applause. K. Michelle responds to it and says, love you. These are two Pisces, both Cynthia and K. Michelle. Portia says, let's go, Kay. Fire emoji. Notice how K. Michelle didn't respond to that one. But then earlier today, during our recap, I said to you guys, well, maybe she was talking about Phaedra. Maybe she was talking about Phaedra. I don't know. Some of you were saying that you think that maybe it was a blogger. What? What are you talking about? Oh, wait, hold on. I have not seen, there's been speculation that Sheree and Kim Z are going to be on this season. And Perfectly Blended says, Kempire, stereotypically speaking, it's probably Kim Z. I mean, I could see that, but we haven't seen Kim Z or Sheree filming with these ladies. All these events, we're seeing groups, we're even seeing Pinky Cole at these events with the ladies. But we're not seeing the alleged tea that Kim Z and Sheree. I told you, look, I don't get all the exclusives, guys. I never, when I have an exclusive, I would tell you guys. Or if I know something, I would tell you guys. Or at the live show. I have not heard any credible information about Sheree and Kim Z. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but now looking at the budget, you brought on K. Michelle. K. Michelle is not coming in cheap. Please understand that. You got Pinky Cole. You have returning cast. You have Phaedra. You have Portia. The budget is done. Okay? The budget is done. There is no room to pay a Kim Z or a Sheree. Sheree wants money to return, even as a friend of. But I'm not saying it's impossible. They can come as a guest, I guess. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that, okay? All right, since we're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I know why you're here. We're here to talk about Sam and Guobadia. So a lot of you are tagging me on TikTok in regards to the story. I want to preface this story before we get to this story. These are allegations. We do not know that these allegations are true. We're not going to pretend as if they are true. What I will say, based off of what this woman alleges, I don't see any actual solid information that it is true. But since we're live and we're talking about other stories, I said we will talk about this one and we will follow this story. I also see that the creator that came up with this story has turned off the comments. I saw that she went live on TikTok and people were, coming at her in the comment section. And again, she did not provide any receipts. Maybe she's waiting to provide those receipts in the court of law. I don't know. But I'm going to play for you the video. But before I play for you the video, I do want to read the caption that she wrote on this video. Okay? And the creator, I'm just going to tell you the creator because you know what we do here. We cite our sources. Okay? Always cite our sources. Because I'm a journalist, right, Portia? I'm kidding. All right. So this is Gift Dat on TikTok. All right. And so many of you tagged me in this. Okay. I don't know how you tagged me because her comments are off, but somehow y'all did. Or you commented in other videos talking about it. So this is what she said in the caption. So I'm going to read it. It's kind of long. Please hold. So this is what the woman says. She says, he paid 3 of my credit cards with an account that he claimed to be his. She's alleging Simon Guobadia. Whole time, it was a stolen account of another woman who trusted him. And yep, he will FaceTime and video call you daily. He had me to log on to my account to pay it, and then he stated that he added me as an authorized person. When I tell you this man is so dishonest, I mean it. There's so much more I could say, but I will just leave it there. Then he acts like he desperately needs to move money around so that Portia's attorneys can't touch it. When I tell you all, I do not participate in fraudulent activity. I don't. I don't play with people or their money. He's claiming to have 3 accounts in 3 other countries and 4 other states. He painted the picture that his ex was making his life hell by being so greedy. Ladies, do not give him any of your account numbers. Trust me. He will give it out to his next victim, and then the cycle continues. He will make it look like he is helping you. In the long run, he is using you while scamming other people. Excuse me? Hold on. Let me keep going. All right. So she then says, ladies, do not give him your account numbers. Trust me. She said, da-da-da. So he will make it look like he's helping you. In the long run, he's using you while scamming other people. He needs to always use someone else's name. He assures you by making sure to FaceTime you while he has to live in Dubai. I only dealt with him for a little while. I blocked him on everything, and I mean everything. But trust, he is still watching me. He is sick like that. Don't be fooled by this nice smile or his tone. Or lack thereof a tone. He says he wants to destroy every and any African-American woman he comes in contact with. That man is not happy. His mind is idle and is definitely the devil's work. And it's definitely the devil's workshop. The fact that he has purposely gave me other people's accounts and claimed it was his tells me everything. I never asked him to do this or anything for me. He volunteered. Whole time it was a part of his grand scheme. Do not trust his nice act. It is an act. So again, I will say these are allegations from a TikTok user by the name of Gift That. I'm going to play the video for you. Exactly. Julian says, I need receipts. That's the first thing. As soon as people tagged me, I was like, okay, so I'm expecting after watching the video, maybe she's going to show receipts or something like that. And I think that's part of the reason why she turned off the comments, because it's like, give us a little bit more than that. Exactly. Ariana says, you're not supposed to give anyone your account numbers. Basic cybersecurity. Let's take a look as to what this woman on TikTok is saying.
So real quick, if I was just to sum everything up, I'm going to try to, the best of my ability. Simon Guobadia is not who y'all think he is. He is far from a decent person. I know, but looks can be deceiving. He is not at all, ladies. And though everyone is flawed, I get that. He is not even close to what you think that he is. Even if he gets to the point he's going to ask you to, I got a different account. I like to video you so I can look at you in person. When he asks to FaceTime, video, whatever, from Instagram, it does not matter what it is. He is not who you think he is. Even when he looks you in your face, he's going to ask you, am I being recorded? Please make sure I'm not being recorded. Whole time, no, I ain't recording you. I ain't got nothing up on you, but these cameras in my house recording you. Period, Pooh. Moving on.
So after she said that, I was like, okay, is she going to provide us with the actual video footage? Because this is why I listened to this entire video. I was like, okay, is she going to drop the video then? Because I was like, okay, so that means you have video recordings. Maybe she's waiting to drop that. That's why I said we're going to follow.
Let me tell y'all, he's going to use talking about the kids, being his concern. Yeah, he appears to be this wonderful, great father. Not taking that from him, but let me tell you what he used. Let me tell you about him. He on some narcissist shit on a whole other level. He's a scammer on.
Sidebar, this is the resounding comment. Ella says, obviously she's lying. Portia probably told her to do it for her. She was asked this when she was on TikTok Live as well. She denied that.
A whole other level. Listen to me. He's going to ask you about your finances. He's going to ask you about a whole lot of things. Simon will go as far as to saying, hey, how much is that and how much is that? I want to pay that. You thinking that Simon going to get his first and last name with an account number, another all this other stuff in person, on FaceTime. Listen to me. The whole time, that account that Simon giving you is not Simon's account. It's a whole other account. He going to go as far as saying he need a money mule because he got so many accounts and he needs to and he will give you 10% of that. Listen to me. Listen to your first man. When it don't feel right, don't do it. If it feels a little weird, Simon is not trying to get your banking information for what you think it is. Yes.
Lara says, this is not new info. Simon has been scamming since 1982. Here's the thing. He has been accused of credit card fraud. Not accused. I think he's been caught and arrested and then deported. This is not his first time being deported out of the United States. And remember, they said he came in on an unidentified alias. Unidentified alias? What? What are you saying? So this is the only reason why I'm sort of like, I'm listening, I'm paying attention. But again, these are allegations that she's making against Simon Guobadia.
In the flesh, on the screen, when he's talking to you, he is trying to get that information for himself. Simon cannot stand women right now because of whatever is going on between him and Portia. When you find him out in less than a week, the first name he gonna throw up is it's Portia's fault. This is Portia. Portia is doing this. Portia did that to your credit card. Portia did not do that to your credit card. Listen to me. His ass ain't right. He is sneaky, conniving, deceitful, and there is a special, nice little area in hell waiting on him. You understand? God has reserved it. He got a VIP place in hell. There is a reason why that man is deported. You understand? If only y'all knew. By the time you get finished with what you think you helping with, baby. See, one thing about me is I be calling and checking on some accounts. You hear me? God is a protector.
So this is where I thought to myself, if this really did happen, so she is someone that is always checking on her account, and that's how she found out that he took from her?
Hear me out. In that little bank information that you got, yeah. We got an appointment. I got everything that I need. You got the game mixed up, Simon. Simon's so dirty, y'all. Simon is not who the fuck. I know y'all think, oh, he's handsome. He Mr. Debonair, Mr. This. Simon crazy as hell. Simon is out for blood, baby, and he can't stand no black women. You hear me? He gonna play it out, baby. He gonna play it well. But he gonna keep bringing up, it's the kids. It's for the kids. I need an errands run for the kids. I can't get to my kids what I need them to get, so I need you to get this and get that. But you're gonna use this to get it with. The whole time, baby, he trying to get you caught up in so much shit. By the time you realize what the hell he doing, he's just a fraud person. Like, he is, look, I don't understand. Look, the man is crazy. Look, and then he gonna tell you, act like something wrong with you for saying something wrong with him. Like, something is wrong with this picture. He gonna tell you, he gonna try to assure you, listen to me. This is something very simple. This is little. What do you mean it's little compared to what the hell I'm finna get ready to get off into? What I'm finna get ready to introduce, this is little. This is small. This is tiny. When he said this is tiny, when he asks you, am I being recorded? First before, it's a lot more to that. You don't owe him any loyalty. Listen to me, ladies. Or listen later. Because there's a lot of women this is happening to, and they just too afraid to come forward and tell you. This Simon.
So if because I know a lot of people do not believe her, she's turned off the comments on this video. She went live and she talked about, and she was addressing some of the people that were accusing her of clout chasing in regards to this story. For those that are just joining us, she's accusing Simon of I'm allegedly scamming her. Again, I watched the video thinking, okay, she's going to provide the video footage of her and Simon. She alleges that she does have it. I'm wondering what her next move will be. I'm wondering if other women will come forward.
Guobadia, whatever the hell it is. He a hot mess, girl. He ain't nothing. Everything that glitter ain't gold. Everything that glitter ain't gold. Now, hopefully I'm helping somebody. Because you can't handle the details. This motherfucker is crazy. And he out for blood. By any means necessary. And the first person he gonna try to want to blame him is Portia with 7 exclamation points. Nah, buddy, it's you. You sure got a large following. See, that right there was a red flag. What he meant is, how private are you? I'm very private with my private life. However, when it comes to being an informant and informative and helping women, oh, I'm on that shit. Checkmate.
Checkmate?
Oh, and one more thing. My accounts has been changed, buddy.
So she's alleging that he had access to her accounts?
What you gonna do now? Checkmate, bitch.
Now, if I was to say what I really, the whole time, the damn thing been muffled. Because the way I had my phone position. But if I was to say what I really want to say, of course I want to say, you dirty motherfucker. You dirty zombie. Look, you hear me? But they may ban me. You see what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be banned from this app. Anyway, that's a dirty son bitch. Look, he's terrible. He is horrible. He's not a good man, a good person. He ain't shit. It's so much I can say, y'all. I just been in another world. He is busy. He tried to gain
Where's the Nene soundbite when I need it? What is it?
the trust of women by saying, is it anything you get that's, you would like to pay off? Just something, is it, yeah, well, I can make that happen. That's him. I want to make that happen. I want to do that for you. In return, I need some help with getting some things to my children. Okay. I can ship things. I can whatever. No. Y'all, it's so deep. Just pay attention to that. I need errands ran. And it may seem like, okay, he, whatever. That ain't that. It ain't like what you think. Just hear me out. And then he'll get mad when you get frustrated saying, hold up, this shit.
Madam, we've been trying to hear you out for 7 minutes. I'm still waiting for the actual receipts.
Hold on, this ain't add up. Then he mad. Oh, I'm very angry with you. Be angry. See, you're angry if you got a brain. You're not supposed to have any brains. Y'all, it's so much. Yep.
She's been saying there's so much. Look, here's the thing. The only reason why, because normally I'm like, it's not credible. No story here. However, what we do know about Simon, and part of the reason why he's been deported, are accusations. I'm going to also show you another video that made me kind of go,
Out of all my years of living, I've never been scammed until now. Look, damn.
I mean, it happens to the best of us. People be out here scamming. But again, I know some of you in the chat are saying, who at this particular point doesn't know that Simon is a scammer, and why would you allow him access to your accounts? Portia Peach Juice Williams, formerly Guobadia, married this man knowing all of this information. I will say this, after I heard about this video, I said to myself, I was like, okay, if this is true, I'm not saying that it is. If this is true, do you think Portia got wind of something similar? And that's why, because till this day, we still do not know why Portia decided to file for divorce from Simon. Yeah, she's given us all these different excuses, but she has not given us a solid reason why she decided abruptly, right after calling him his piece on social media. And she even denied at the time it had nothing to do with his history of deportations and credit card fraud and things like that. It had nothing to do with that. It makes me wonder, what exactly did she find out? And some of you might say, well, if she found out something, why wouldn't she say it? We don't know what it could be. It might be maybe that bad, allegedly. Okay. But watching this video reminded me of a video that I saw over the weekend. And I had to go find that video again because it involves Fallon Pina, who's writing a book, I Slept with the Help. Anyway, so she did this interview with the Baller Alert a while back, and she was talking about a company that she formed with Simon and the money that, the lifestyle that she missed with being with Simon.
You come from money?
No. Like he was like saying like you got your own money, you got your own bag.
No, I started a petroleum transportation company.
Now stop that lie. You started a petroleum transportation. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but when you listen to further her explain it, girl, you didn't start that. You were just the name he used to start it.
You come from money?
No.
Like he was like saying like you got your own money, you got your own bag.
No, I started a petroleum transportation company. I was in logistics when I was with him. He was selling oil, I was transporting it. That was the only thing he allowed me to do because he was still in control of it.
Is that still active or?
Yeah.
Jazz says spell it. Jazz in the chat says spell petroleum. Spell petroleum.
I was in logistics when I was with him. He was selling oil, I was transporting it. That was the only thing he allowed me to do because he was still in control of it.
Is that still active or?
Yeah, he took it.
Oh.
So how did you start a company and he took that company from you? I'm not saying it's impossible. It happens every day. But let's be honest. In this particular situation, if you had any real ownership of the company, if you really owned it, then it wouldn't have been that easy for him just to take a company from you.
A petroleum transportation company. I was in logistics when I was with him. He was selling oil, I was transporting it. That was the only thing he allowed me to do because he was still...
That don't even sound right. He was selling oil and she was transporting it? Like, you really want to say that in an interview? I'm not saying what they were transporting was illegal, but I'm just saying it's like, it just doesn't sound right to me.
Control of it.
Is that still active or?
Yeah, he took it.
Oh.
So what did he leave you with?
My prenup. I signed a prenup.
You left with what you came in with?
No, I left with a lot more. We had 2 houses together. I received, well, he sold them, so I received from that, and then...
I'm so mad at Mr. Melvin Magic said. Mr. Melvin Magic in the chat said, "Child, I started the Kempire channel, I guess." if she started this petroleum company, that you started my channel? Exactly.
My separation check, so I was still fine. And I had a really good allowance.
Do you mind if we ask what that consisted of? Is that
$10,000?
$10,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good allowance. I would have stayed too.
You come from money?
$10,000 a month she was making as his wife, and they were together for a long time, longer than Portia and Simon. I don't think they were together 10 years. I don't remember how long, but it was definitely a good amount of time. Tenez says that sounds like scamming behavior. That's why I had to share this video when talking about what this lady is saying. I'm not saying what she's saying is true because she did not provide enough concrete evidence to prove that. But it reminded me because I had just saw this video. I saw it before, but then it came up on my YouTube again, and I was like, oh, that makes me think of what this lady is saying, using her American name for his business. But anyway, all right. So that is the update. I will also play for you because she is responding to the backlash. Not Fallon, the woman that's accusing Simon of using her accounts for, I guess, ill-gotten gain, allegedly. She is responding to some of the hate that she's receiving online. I'm going to play that for you. But before we do that, we're almost at 400 likes. Once we get to 400 likes, I will drop the call and link for the general audience. But if you're a member of the channel, I'm going to drop the call and link right now on the YouTube post tab. Okay, let me do that here. And don't forget, guys, you can also hear an audio version of our live recaps and special episodes and extended versions and our Club Kempire Apple Podcasts paid subscription all on the podcast. So be sure to subscribe to the podcast as well. Let me drop this call and link for those that want to weigh in on any of the hot topics that we have delivered to you on this Monday evening. And if you missed it, we did recap season 6, episodes 9 through 12 of Real Housewives of Atlanta earlier today for our Rewind Rewatch party. So, and you can also hear it on the podcast. All right. So if you're a member, I've dropped the call link for you guys here. Live chat, we're almost at 400 likes. I'll drop the call link for you guys as well. Shout out to Wanda. Wanda says, I just got my live stream ticket for the New York City show. So excited. Thank you so much, Wanda. If you're part of the replay crew and you got your ticket as well, or if you're coming to the show, be sure to let me know as well. I love to shout you guys out, and thank you for your support. All right, Brandy says, Brandy the Emerging Esquire says, what I miss? A whole lot. We covered a lot this evening. We went from Little Nas X to Real Housewives of New Jersey, Jackie Goldschneider being a rat, and then talking about Simon Guobadia. All right. Natasha says, I live in New York City. So are you coming, Natasha, to the show on September 12th? So many people I run into in New York that I ask, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you had a live show coming up. When I was in D.C., I didn't know you had a live show in D.C. So this is part of the reason why I keep reminding you guys. I know some of you are tired because you're always here and you always hear it, but here we are. Deborah says they were together for 3 years. Simon and Fallon? No, they weren't. They were together definitely a lot longer than that. Maybe they were married for 3 years, but they were together for a while. All right. Thank you guys so much for 400 likes as well. Let me play for you this audio from the woman alleging that Simon allegedly scammed her. So this is her response to some of the hate that she's receiving online. Hold on.
So I'm going to address the women that said, well, so we are airheads if we think, no, I said I wasn't an airhead, meaning I wasn't in a fantasy. But that. So, when they said, what was you expecting? What was you expecting? Then when I said I didn't have any expectations, actually, I was getting to know him as an individual, as a person. Then you got one lady saying, so we are airheads if we have expectations. Listen, I have expectations of men, but it ain't none of your goddamn business what my expectations is. Because my expectations and your damn expectations is completely different, okay? Damn, y'all ready to attack a black woman and it's the women that's attacking the women. I'm confused. 1 minute you don't know what you want to do. 1 minute you team him, the next minute I'm team against you too. I'm team against both. Like, shut the hell up. What he had all these ex-wives. What have you, girl? What the fuck his ex-wives got to do with me? That ain't got shit to do with that. When Portia got with his ass, he had a couple of ex-wives under his belt too. And it's a lot of men that ain't never had one wife and they just as toxic. You sound retarded. Girl, having an ex-wife don't equal to the fucked up individual. Your actions equal to that. Must I take your ass to school? Must I take you to school? There are some men have 3 times the charm. There are some women, they second marriage, it worked fine. Them having an ex-husband don't mean they fucked up. If they got 2 ex-husbands, that don't mean it does not mean that. If they have 0 ex-husbands, don't mean something. Stop judging so goddamn much. You can say what you want to say, but I'm not on trial here, bitch. Fuck up. So I'm literally baking.
Look. Ooh. So she has a potty mouth, so I apologize because I know you guys are not used to that here on the channel, but it is Kempire After Dark right now. So she was addressing, she has another video. I also see that she's live now on TikTok, probably addressing more of the hate that she's receiving in regards to this story. We're going to continue to follow. We're going to continue to follow and see what happens here. Maybe she will finally drop some sort of receipt. Maybe. If you remember the channel, I have dropped the call link for you guys, and in the live chat, dropped the call link for you as well. Jasmine's backstage. We're going to bring Jasmine up. Please keep in mind, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, TheKempire LLC, or our sponsors. All right? Jasmine, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kemp. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to let you know that I don't believe Fallon. I think that, yeah, she's a little behind the curve, but I do think that he worked with her and he gets with people who have a particular background so that he can get in, lead, take advantage. But if you can't spell petroleum, I doubt that you were in that business. I do hope that Lil Nas X gets some help. It really did seem as if he had some sort of mental health breakdown in addition to maybe some drug interaction. So I hope he gets the help that he needs, and I appreciate your life today.
Thank you, Jasmine, for calling in.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. Yeah. If you missed it, guys, we talked about Lil Nas X in the update. He's facing 4 felonies. 3 of those felonies have to do with him charging at the police officers that were arresting him at the time. We also played audio where it seems as if they discharged their taser on him. He spent the weekend in jail. He had his bail hearing, I think, today. So no update in regards to that. So we're going to continue to follow that story and continue to pray for his betterment in regards to this. Not sure what exactly is going on with him. According to people that follow his like TikToks and social media, they said that he's been exhibiting strange behavior for months now. So, all right. Dej says, Kempire, it sounds like an angry ex of Kempire left a long message on his phone. That is no ex of mine. That is no ex of mine. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Tanya says, I'm getting my ticket for the live stream. Thank you, Tanya. Appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Co-Skins says, I got my ticket for the live stream show. Thank you so much. Appreciate that as well. For those that are just joining us, don't forget, the Brooke Ashley will be opening up for me here in New York City on September 12th at the Green Room 42 for our Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era. Our final show of 2025, our final show of our summer tour. This is where we'll be talking about all kinds of hot topics. And every single show is so very different. I will be trying to include some of the things that we talked in the most recent shows, just so that you guys don't feel like you missed out on anything. However, it will be a fresh new show because a lot can happen between now and then. We have this Simon Guobadia story now. So every single show is so fresh and new. So even if you came to our Philly show or a DC show or our Atlanta show, you might want to get the live stream ticket or maybe get on a train or a plane to come see us in New York. Just saying, I know everybody is tight for cash, but maybe just get the live stream ticket. That's probably the cheaper option. Anyway, more ticket information will be available in the description. Elijah's backstage. We're going to bring Elijah up next. Elijah, what did you want to share in regards to this? All these updates. We had quite a few updates.
So I wanted to share a couple of things. First of all, hey, Kempire, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I wanted to say that a couple of things. In regards to the Kiana and Wendy stuff, to be honest, I am excited to see that unfold. And I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, of course, I'm team me, but low-key, I feel like I'm going to be team Wendy on this because I have a feeling that has to do with Karen. And to me, I feel like Kiana needs to take off her blinders a little bit when it comes to Karen because to me, what she did to Wendy at the reunion was very strategic. Yeah. And I feel like what she did, even though I love Karen, it was that regardless of the message she was trying to put out that she's removing the grand dame attitude, to me, that was very grand dame of her. Like, she's trying to kind of establish who her loyalty is to, you know what I'm saying? Trying to establish who's who in the group, you know what I mean? And I feel like what she did reminded me of a lot of times what they have tried to do to Wendy, which is push her out. And so to me, when she did that, I feel like she was pushing her out. And I think that that's really messed up, especially being that I think that, you know, Karen, I thought was one of the people that understood Wendy and was there, but you know what I mean? To me, I feel like that's where that might be. And if it's not, I mean, who knows? If it is about that, though, and Kiana will be bothered with Wendy for whatever reason, I would have to side with Wendy on that just because, you know, obviously this is an assumption, but just because of the fact that, you know, what Karen did to me wasn't okay. The same thing like with Candace, when she's like, oh, I don't want to opinionate on that. It's like, I get it, but I feel like at a certain point, especially when you're more mature, it's okay to say I disagree. Even though I love this person, I don't agree with what they did, you know? And in regards to Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm excited, actually. I am. I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be different. I think adding K. Michelle adds a lot of buzz to the show, adds more viewers to the show. I feel like it's going to help. Now, in regards to the beef, I could see her beefing with Phaedra. And if Kim Z was on there, I mean, anybody could beef with Kim Z because she has the brain of a P. So to me, it's like, I feel like anybody will beef for her because she just don't make any sense. But I'm excited to see. The only thing I'm a little bit nervous about is I want to see who they put as peach holders. And I just hope that the people that they put as peach holders, that they kind of return to the format of before and like make sure the people that have the peach deserve the peach. That's my only thing.
Okay. Thanks, Elijah, for calling in.
No problem.
Take care. Yes, I don't know what, in regards to the Real Housewives of Potomac tea that we talked about in regards to TVD reported that Kiana unfollowed Dr. Wendy. Dr. Wendy, at the time of, I haven't checked because I really don't check that stuff, was still following Kiana. According to Elijah, he thinks maybe it has to do with the whole Karen stuff, but wouldn't that have happened maybe at the top of the season? Who knows? But maybe it transpires throughout the season. It could be anything. It could be anything. But what we have heard is that Stacey has been alienated from the rest of the group. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Word on the street, Monique and Giselle are getting along. They are getting along. Okay, so we shall see what that will look like. Hopefully it will feel natural. Hopefully they will actually have a conversation other than the conversation we saw with Giselle and Dr. Wendy really amounted to nothing. So who knows? I do want to say, okay, thank you, Soft Girl. Soft Girl says, just went to TMZ and Lil Nas X is out of jail. I assumed that he would be. I just didn't see that update. Kendra, thank you so much for being a member for the Super Chat. Kendra says, that lady screaming at us made me feel like Meredith. I'm disengaging and Nene. Now, why am I in it? I know. Well, she's been getting a lot of hate on social media. She turned her comments off. My thing is, why go to social media if you're going to pursue legal charges or whatever it may be, or provides receipts? Because that's the thing. The internet does not want to hear just a vague story. They want you to be like, okay, he stole from me. Look, I have FaceTime footage of him talking to me, and this is what he said. That's what I thought she would have given us in an 8-minute video. She did not. But maybe she claims to have evidence, and maybe she's in the middle of providing the evidence. But again, I'm not coming to the internet and arguing with you guys if someone has just scammed me. I'm going to go to the police and have them handle it. And then maybe if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, then come to the internet and warn. I think she's making sense of this by saying that she's trying to warn other women of what he's doing. Which, again, it's not that far-fetched to believe. Just saying. All right, Miss Sharon's backstage. Miss Sharon, what did you want to share about these stories?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Man, these stories are off the hook. 1 week it's real chill, and the next week everything just blows up.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. So I heard you had a good show in D.C.
I did.
That's good. I'll be on the live stream. I'm getting my ticket this Friday.
Okay. All right. We appreciate that, Miss Sharon.
I hope Lil Nas gets better.
Yeah.
Drugs are a terrible thing.
And mental health.
Yeah, mental health as well. And Simon, I kind of believe it.
Why?
But at first I thought she was talking about, earlier before Portia married him, and then it was like after everything. I kind of believe it.
I mean, it's not that far-fetched.
Because a lot of people said he wasn't as wealthy as he said he was. Mm-hmm. But then Portia was saying in the court documents that Simon had more money than she did, and he could, stall her in court and everything. So then I thought, I don't know if this is, true or not, because Simon's supposed to have all this money, but oh my gosh, that's a hot mess.
Here's the other side of that. And this was something that we talked about in the divorce, that Portia and Simon's divorce. He claimed to the court that his business was worth over $200-something million. But while he was in detainment by ICE, it's now worth $0. And the court was like, that's BS. So if he's saying this in court documents, I mean, again, this is not far-fetched. However, this woman has not provided anything solid for us to really say, oh, wow, he did what? Okay, but that's my thoughts.
Yeah, and do you also remember when he did that interview, he was asked if he was going to buy that Trump golden ticket to get back into the United States, and he chuckled.
The $5 million golden ticket to get citizenship.
Yeah, he didn't answer that. He just chuckled. He kind of laughed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, Kempire, you have a great evening.
You too.
All righty. Bye-bye.
I'm surprised when Sharon didn't give us a no sports update, but I'm guessing the sports are not happening. Just saying, it's August. Everybody's on break. Maybe not. You guys always keep me up to date. I'm sure she will. All right. I do want to say thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to all of you for being here. I also want to say thank you to everyone that's been letting me know. Corinne, who's watching on Twitch. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch, guys. Twitch.tv/TheKempire. Corinne says, I'm going to get my ticket too. Appreciate you, Corinne. Don't forget, guys, even if you can't come to New York City, but if you're in New York City or the tri-state area, meaning like tri-state area is not Philly, but if Philly is just a train ride away, DC is just a train ride away for those that may have missed it. Those of you that are in Connecticut, Westchester, all those places, you can come to the New York City show. Why not? But if you can't because you live abroad or you live in another city throughout the United States, you can be a part of the Kempire After Dark live experience featuring the Brooke Ashley and myself at the Green Room 42 on September 12th. If you want the live stream ticket, get it before the day of the show. That way you are you're locked in to see the show. Even if you can't watch it that night, you'll be able to watch it you'll have it for a week. All right. Thank you to our King Scars. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to everyone for being a part of the conversation. But if you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on some of these stories from Lil Nas X to Simon Guobadia. Let's continue this conversation there. And don't forget, you can hear an audio version of this live and others and extended versions on the Kempire podcast. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I'm going to go rest my voice. I've been talking so much today. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.